In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the mean and standard deviation of a discrete probability distribution in Excel. So I'm picking up where my last video left off, where we had created our probability distribution for the scenario where we're having 4 kids and we're interested in the number of boys. So now we want to find the average number of boys, or the mean number of boys that we would expect. So the formula for the mean is the sum of x times p of x. So let's start by finding x times p of x. With cell reference, this is actually really easy. We just need to take each random variable's value and multiply it times its probability. So I'm physically calculating x times p of x. And then I'm going to drag that down. So I use cell references. I don't have to really type anything else. And so the formula is the sum of x times p of x. So our last step is just adding that column. And this right here gives us our mean. Sometimes this is called the expected value. This says that if we have, highlight it just to emphasize it, if we have 4 kids, on average, 2 of them would be boys. And this makes sense. This is what you would expect. You expect there to be a 50-50 chance of having boys or girls. So if you were to have 4 kids, you would expect on average that 2 to be boys and 2 to be girls. So that says that the average number of boys is going to be 2. So now we want to find our standard deviation. This formula is a little bit more involved, but it's really not any harder. It's the sum of x minus mu squared times p of x. So we need to start off by finding x minus mu squared times p of x. Okay, so let's just type it in. Being careful with parentheses. So it's x minus, our mu is our mean, that's 2, and I'm just going to type in the number 2 so I don't have to worry about locking in the cell. You could anchor it if you wanted to. We have x minus our mean squared times p of x. So I'm basically just plugging those values into the formula. So we've got x minus mu squared times p of x. I'm going to drag that down, and then we're looking at the sum. All right. So the sum of this is technically the variance. You go back and look at the formulas. The sum of x minus mu squared times p of x and then added together is technically the variance. And then to find the standard deviation, we take the square root of that. And I don't think we've seen a square root yet in this class. To do a square root in Excel, you just type equals SQRT, open parenthesis, and then put whatever you're trying to find the square root of in the parentheses. So in this case, I'm trying to find the square root of the sum of x minus mu squared times p of x, which was our variance. And this one's kind of boring because the square root of 1 is 1. So in this case, our standard deviation is the same thing as our variance. That doesn't often happen, but it just happened to be in this case that the variance and the standard deviation were the same. So that's how we find our mean and our standard deviation and variance. The formulas look complicated, but with Excel, they're really not too bad.